Today I'm just going to revisit this tuning your bass end by ear. It's very critical in the final stages of getting a tune finished or finalized to visualize in the music whether the bass notes are even, which is an important step, and then hearing any lumps and things in your feeling in your head, in your ears, because any amount of microphone work will always end up with a few lumps here and there. So what I do is I play the music, I turn off my high, mid and treble, and this top analyzer here, this is a free analyzer you can get. So if you're going to test with music, I suggest maybe you get a laptop and this free plugin, and you can actually watch the bass notes as they happen in real time, and you can set these settings. So it's a real-time maximum, so it's not an average, so whichever start of the note is loud, you'll see it. And you need the highest block size, so you need a capable laptop or computer. This is the lowest frequency you can dial down this side of the graph to, so 600. And I've just got the lowest note at 14 Hertz because that's the lowest note my 12 inches can make. And I'm just listening to certain styles of music which highlight all different notes, so you're going to need to listen to a lot of songs and just take the time. So in this particular song, there was like an acoustic stand-up bass sound, and occasionally it would hit this one here, number 6. Yeah, about 115 Hertz, because that little walking bass line would get to do, and that note always felt louder than the lower notes, and so I had to adjust this 115. I started about 125, worked it down to 120, 115, and you can adjust the width of your cue like this, or in the settings. I'm actually doing 5 there. Yeah, there we go. So you can change the narrowness of the dip. But your EQs will be different for your DSP setup. But knowing the levels of bass notes in songs is half the battle. See, that note there was lower, and see there, it just dropped a bit. That note on the start of the bar was softer. So they've actually mixed their 50 Hertz lower than their 60 Hertz in most of that song. Yeah, so you wouldn't go and turn up 50 in your DSP, if you get my drift. And you just slowly go through tracks. And the reason I turn off is the top half, so you're not focusing on it. You can even just go down to the 8s and the 12s. See, in this song here, just go zoom in here. When it digs down to those lower notes, they're actually lower by a good 6 dB, and the main starting of the bar is around 70 Hertz. There's a different part of the song now. Up to 70 Hertz. Back down to the main tonic. That's the end of the chorus there, it sounds like. So even their chorus bass note is a bit louder than their verse bass note. And the lower digging down there, that one got a bit higher there at 45. Yeah, so there was a track that really pinged my 35, and I thought, this track really pings the 35. And then I went into this graph, and no, all of the notes were dead even, basically. And so then I went in and I took out that big dip there at 7, 34. Yeah, 10 dB I took out of 34 with a fairly narrow cue. So that's just, cabin gain and stuff like that, or it's failure of microphones register that pressure. You know what I mean? So we can hear. I think we hear like velocity and pressure different to what microphones do. Definitely in this that sub region, low bass region. But yeah, so working on that. I could find another track. Yeah, so this is that track. I'll turn off my corrective 34 hertz. So this track would just hit that note there. Where's the analyzer here? So that resonates my ears big time. I have the boot open at the moment. So then I'd take that out and then play the same part again. Until it felt to me those three notes were the same. So go back to the part here. It's not actually syncing up, so this graph happens first. Yeah, it's about half a second in front. But they're all the same, and you've got to make sure you set your analyzers to 0 slope instead of a 3 dB rise to correlate to pink noise. You need it to just be 0 slope. So what you see is what you get in the graph. So yeah, that was that correction. And if the boot was closed, I think it gets a little bit louder too. Alright, there's a quick little tidying up workflow that I do for those lower registers.